For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3 verse 16. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about Shopify versus Wix. So I've been wanting to do this because I guess recently moved over to Shopify from Wix. So we're in February. I switched over to Shopify in November, right before Black Friday, and I'm about to tell you why. I've been on Wix for about a year, a little bit over a year, and I've been on Shopify for 4 months. And honestly, y'all, we're gonna talk about the pros, the cons, and why I personally love Shopify way better than Wix. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why. So let's get right into the video. So we're gonna talk about the pros and cons for each platform. You see me looking down. I do have some notes here to keep me guided as we go through this video, so don't mind me. So let's talk about Shopify first. So Shopify, like I said, it is my favorite, y'all. And let me talk about the pros of Shopify. So Shopify, to me, well, it's a fact. Shopify is faster. It has a smoother type of speed and service. You get to pages quick, and I love how Shopify shows you your store speed. I love that Shopify is definitely faster than Wix. We're gonna talk about Wix later. Well, Shopify has abandoned checkout apps that automatically email your potential customer, and I love how you can edit it. And I know Wix does that too, but I just want to highlight the fact that Shopify has different apps for it, as Wix just has one option to, you know, update abandoned checkouts. So before we move on to the next one, stop what you're doing and click the like button. Please subscribe if you love the content. We are going to stay consistent with 2 to 3 videos every single week, so stay tuned and drop anything that you want to see in my comments. Follow me on Instagram, DM me. Listen, we are sisters, okay? We here. Okay, now the next thing that I want to talk about is the main reason I left Wix to come to Shopify was because Shopify has a cleaner look. It has like a professional look to me that I feel like, you know, it will represent my brand more, because we are a professional brand. We want something that is clean and something that is easy to use for our customers. So that, and then the number one thing that I really left for is because Shopify was offering quad pay and Sezzle for hair business owners. So when it comes to hair business owners, we are a high risk industry. So because we are a high risk industry, a lot of options aren't available for us. I would say initially a lot of options aren't available for us. We are usually last when it comes to like getting quad pay, Sezzle, when it comes to getting, you know, like, because we're a high risk industry. A lot of people try to, you know, scam hair businesses and wig businesses because it ain't cheap, and because people are just nasty. Like, why would you ever do that? You know, people work hard for their business, hard for their money, and really trying to make a living off of this, and you just want to be nasty. But that's besides the point. But we're a high risk industry, and that's why we don't really get, you know, things first. So Wix wasn't offering quad pay or Sezzle at the time, and what they were offering, which was like Afterpay and I believe Klarna, when I applied on Wix, they denied me because I'm a hair business, and they wasn't offering hair businesses at the time. I don't know if they do now, but at the time they wasn't. So I was like, Black Friday is coming up. I know that if I switch over and get, you know, like Sezzle or quad pay, which if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much a system where you pay back your, so let's say a wig costs $100, you pay back $25 within 6 weeks. So it's kind of like paying a credit card with no extra interest or fees. So I love that. It's completely free to use. And you just can pay on your own time you know, if you don't get paid till next week, but you need that wig now, sis, and you only got $50 in your account, use $25 for a wig, and you know what I mean. So that's what those systems are. And I really saw that it was essential for my business to have it, because people were DMing me like, sis, you don't got Afterpay, you don't got Quad Pay, you don't got Sezzle, you don't got that. So people were DMing me about that a lot, and I was like, man, I know if I switch over, I know it's going to make a difference for Black Friday, which it did. If you want to see how much I made on Black Friday and all that, I will link the video down below. It's in one of my vlogs for Vlogmas, so definitely check that. That was the main reason I switched over for Wix to Shopify. And little did I know, there was even more reasons I left Wix for Shopify, because Shopify is it. Shopify is amazing. I just love, like, I was looking at like my brother and my best friend's website. They made it on Shopify. I was stuck on Wix, and I'm just like, oh, Wix looks so where Shopify just looks so clean and nice. So I left for the payment options, and I love it. Also, Wix payments is pretty much where you just enter your credit card or debit card, and it goes through Wix, and Wix accepts the payment and such and such. So Shopify accepts hair payments where Wix does not. And like I said, it's because we're a high risk industry. So I love that about Shopify as well. So people can use your credit card and just check right out. Cons of Shopify. So for me, the cons are that, so there's certain things which is not like essential, crucial things that you have to do on your website, but there are certain things that require you to know how to code in order to like add certain things to your website. And I got a funny story real quick. So when I just made my Shopify website, I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that transferred all my information from Wix to Shopify. So when I did it, y'all, after doing all that work, this is a business owner. This is a business owner worst nightmare. So I switched over, and there was something that I had to do in my coding. It wasn't something like important, but I just wanted to do it so that my website could like stand out or something like that. Y'all, I did one wrong. I clicked one wrong button, y'all, and my website was gone, y'all. I wanted to cry. I'm pretty sure I did cry. And I, thank God, me being me, I always research stuff. I always look up stuff. I ain't ask nobody for help. Why independent women so quick to be like, I asked for nobody for help? But yeah, lo and behold, I figured it out. I add the code back in. Thank God. Shopify has so many instructions and things that you can just read over to just like help you with your website. I love that. So I fixed it. But the coding is a no for me, but I do need to learn coding. And that's one thing about me. If I don't know how to do something, I'm quick to really want to learn about it. So I don't like that. The coding, we have to worry about that on Wix. Another thing that I would say is that when it comes to product options, so for example, wigs, there's not a lot of variance. Variance is pretty much different options that you need in order to make a wig. So for example, when it comes to making a wig, we're gonna need to know a lot of things about you. So for example, we're gonna need to know your head circumference. We're gonna need to know if you want baby hairs. We're gonna need to know if you want a closure or a frontal. We're gonna need to know if you want 13 inch, 14 inch, 15 inch, 16 inch. I know there's no such thing, but you know, I'm just giving you an example. We're gonna know, we need to know a lot of things. And Shopify only allows 3 options. So what you have to do as a business owner on Shopify is, so if you have like a hair business and you need more variance, or just whatever business you have to download an app that will allow you to add more variance so that you can have more product options for your customer. So unfortunately, there was one app that was free, but it just didn't work for my website. I don't know why. Maybe I was doing something wrong, y'all, but it just did not work for my website. So unfortunately, I couldn't use the free version, so I had to pay for an app. But it was only like $2 a month, but $2 add up, y'all, with my fee that I already paid for Shopify monthly. So $2 add up, but it's okay. I gotta do what I gotta do for my business. So because the free version didn't work, try the free version for you. I had to use the $2 version, and I pay that monthly, and it works perfect. I have options for my wigs, and I have no problems with it, no complaints. I love it. Another con I would say is not all apps, this is the last con, not all apps are free. For example, I just told y'all I paid $2 for one app. There's another app that I paid for, I don't remember what it is, but it's no more than $3. So monthly I pay for the website itself, which is $30 a month. That's the one I'm doing. Then I have like 2 other apps. That's probably an extra $5 that I add, so that adds to your monthly payment. So it's not 30, it's gonna be like 35. It depends on what apps you're buying or paying for. So in the long run, you are paying more monthly because you're adding apps to your store, but there are a lot of free apps. Okay, so that's what I want to say about that. And lastly, Shopify is a tad bit more expensive, but it's not even that much more expensive. But just know, like I said, every dollar counts in business. So I do pay more in Shopify than I was paying in Wix, because the Wix I was paying annually, but I'm gonna talk about that later. So with Shopify, you do pay more, but I think it's totally worth it if you want a more professional look, cleaner look. You're literally paying for what you get. So I love that. Now we're gonna move to Wix, y'all, even though I did touch on Wix a little bit with a lot of things. So Wix, I would definitely say Wix is beginner friendly. So like me, my very first website for my brand was on Wix. It was so user friendly, it was just easy to use, and I just thought it was amazing. I like Wix, so I would definitely say that. I love Wix. It lets you know who's on your website. Like, it lets you know exactly who's on your website lurking. I love that. A lot of people didn't know that. So with Shopify, I don't know if it lets you know the exact person. If it does, let me know, but I haven't experienced that yet. But with Wix, when somebody who purchased on my website or subscribed to my website would go on my website and look for stuff, I can see who it is, and I can see what pages they're on and what they're looking at. So I love that about Wix. Another thing that I would say is that I was paying yearly on Wix, only $150. If you divide that by 12, I mean, it was $150 a year. If you divide that by 12, that is only $12.50 a month, y'all. And that $150 a year came with so much, y'all. It came with a domain, like a free domain. Y'all know, as business owners, we have to pay for a domain. It came with a free domain. Well, not free, paying for it, but $12.50 a month compared to now I'm paying like over $35 a month. Like, come on now. But like I said, it's worth it because Shopify just offers so much more. It looks more professional, and we're gonna continue to talk about Wix now. Another thing that I did not tell y'all is that when I left Wix, my 1 year wasn't even up. I just knew that Black Friday was coming. I need to be where the coins reside, and I had to just go over to Shopify. My trial actually ends next month in March, so Wix is still up right now. That's my pros for Wix. Now we're gonna talk about the cons. I do have a lot of cons for Wix. So for my cons for Wix, they're not for huge businesses, y'all. I really believe that Wix is more for like businesses that's on the come up, you know, smaller businesses, because one thing about Wix, when there's a lot of people on your website, it will crash. I hate that, but it will crash. Like, it cannot handle a certain amount of people on the website. So that's one thing that I would say about Wix, is that it's not made for bigger businesses. That's just my opinion. You cannot use Wix payments for hair. I touched on that earlier. So with Shopify, I could use their payments for hair, but with Wix, I only could use PayPal, y'all. So it was a little confusing to people who didn't have PayPal, because, you know, if they didn't have PayPal, they just would want to enter their credit card or debit information and just check out. And with PayPal, they did offer that option, but not a lot of people knew how to go to that option. So I had to show people how to do it, like constantly just reposting. You don't need a PayPal account. You can just pay. You can just check out with a credit card here. So I would always post that on my stories or on my page. So they didn't offer, they don't offer Wix payments because, again, we are a high-risk industry and they don't want to be involved with all that and the chargebacks or whatever the case is. Guys, that's all I have for the pros and cons for both Shopify and Wix. That's all I have. If you have any more pros and cons, drop it down below. If you have any questions, drop it down below. But overall, y'all, I love Shopify. I love the decision I made to move over to Shopify. It has done wonders for my business, y'all. I am making way more than I was making on Wix. A lot of people are using these payment processors such as Sezzle and QuadPay. So if your business don't have that yet, honey, what are you waiting for? You got to be where the money resides, sis. So that means you need to figure that out. QuadPay, Klarna, Afterpay, all of that. Hop on it. Overall, I just want to also touch base on the apps that Shopify provide, y'all. When I tell y'all the apps, it just enhances Shopify even more, y'all. I love apps. If y'all want me to do a detailed video of like essential apps that your Shopify store must have, definitely drop that down below. I'll be glad to do that for y'all guys. I have a lot of apps that I love. Like, some of the apps that I have are literally my assistant. Like, they're just doing stuff for me and I'm just doing something else, okay? So definitely, if you want to see the must-have Shopify apps, essential apps, let me know. I got y'all. So thank you guys for tuning in, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I will see you guys next time on my next video. Bye, guys.